Oh, my people, gather round, for tonight's tale is not one of moonlight tricksters or ancient warriors. No, this one lives right here with us, in the bustling chaos of Lagos, where the downfalls honk like restless goats, and secrets hide under every smoky corner of the market. This is the story of a father and his son. The father's name was Mr. Tond, respected, quiet, the kind of man neighbors would greet with, "Good morning, sir," and never suspect of darkness. And his son, Tolu, a young man of bright mind and sharper dreams, a student at the University of Ibadan. But listen carefully, the bond between father and son is a delicate thread. And when greed, secrets, and blood stain that thread, or even the gods of the land will cover their eyes. By day, Mr. Tond told the world he worked in aviation. Not as a pilot, no. He said he was a trusted aide for a wealthy businessman named Mr. Chinedu, whose company exported goods overseas. But the truth, the terrible truth, was darker than the lagoon at midnight. Mr. Chinedu's exports were not yam or cocoa. They were not palm oil or rubber. No. Hidden in crates marked fragile cargo, he shipped human organs, livers, kidneys, hearts. Some stolen from the desperate. Others ripped from the innocent. And who was his right-hand man? The one who carried messages, who guarded secrets. It was none other than Mr. Tond. Oh, but my people, secrets have a way of crawling out of their hiding places like rats. In Mr. Chinedu's mansion, beyond the gates guarded by 6 armed men, there was a briefcase. Ordinary on the outside, black leather, polished, sturdy. But inside, a list of names of those whose organs had been stolen. A list of buyers across seas and oceans. Documents of shipments that would shake the world if revealed. This briefcase was the key to everything. To protect it was life. To lose it was death. One evening, after a long day at the office, Mr. Tond brought the briefcase home. Perhaps he was careless, perhaps overconfident, but he placed it in his room. That night, his son Tolu asked, "Papa, who owns this briefcase? Why do you keep bringing it here instead of the bank?" Mr. Tond laughed nervously. "Oh, my boy, don't worry. It belongs to my boss, Mr. Chinedu. He trusts me to guard it whenever he travels. Just documents, nothing serious." But Tolu was no fool. He saw the way his father's laughter did not reach his eyes. He wondered what treasure could be inside. He did not yet know that this curiosity would cost him everything. 3 weeks later, on a Monday morning, Lagos traffic was boiling. Mr. Tond set out for work when suddenly, halfway through 3rd Mainland Bridge, his heart dropped. The briefcase. He had left it at home. He turned back quickly, sweating as he drove. But when he rushed into his house, the briefcase was gone. And so was Tolu. He tore through the rooms, shouting his son's name. Nothing. He called his number, switched off. Fear gripped him. He knew what this meant. His boss, Mr. Chinedu, would never forgive such failure. And indeed, when he arrived at the office empty-handed, Mr. Chinedu's eyes burned like firewood flames. "You have 1 week," the man said coldly. 1 week to return that briefcase, intact. Or your life is finished. Desperation drove Mr. Tond to Ibadan. He searched the university grounds. He begged professors, questioned friends. But Tolu was gone. Vanished like smoke. Days turned into nights, and with each passing hour, Mr. Chinedu's patience thinned. Finally, furious, he ordered his 6 bodyguards, lock him up. They chained Mr. Tond in a dark room, starving him, beating him, demanding, "Where is your son? Where is the briefcase?" For days, he refused to speak. But hunger, pain, and fear broke him. At last, trembling, he gave them information: Tolu's school, hostel, phone number. The guards searched, but still, no Tolu. 2 weeks later, luck, or perhaps fate betrayed Tolu. His phone rang at the wrong time, and this time Mr. Chinedu himself was on the line. "Tolu," the voice said, slow and venomous. "We have your father. Bring the briefcase, or watch him die." Tolu's heart shook. "Please, don't hurt him." "I'll bring it. I swear." But there was something they didn't know. Tolu had already confided in his best friend, David. And David's father. He was a police officer. On the day of the exchange, Tolu arrived with David. Mr. Chinedu's eyes narrowed. "Why did you bring another?" Tolu answered firmly. "He's my friend. He knows everything." The standoff began. "Hand over the briefcase first," demanded Chinedu. "No," Tolu said. "Release my father first." Minutes turned into long, deadly silence. The bodyguards' fingers rested on their triggers. Frustration boiled. At last, Chinedu snapped. "Kill him." A gunshot cracked. Mr. Ton fell, lifeless, blood staining the dust. Tolu screamed. He and David ran, bullets chasing their footsteps. Somehow, by miracle or madness, they escaped into the night. Shaken, Tolu and David told David's father everything. The officer's rage was thunderous. "Why did you wait until now? Do you know your father is dead because of this?" But grief silenced Tolu. Then, as if the spirits themselves wanted justice, Tolu's phone rang again. Mr. Chinedu's voice slithered through. "Tomorrow. Bring the briefcase. Or you and your friend will follow your father." This time, David's father saw opportunity. He ordered Tolu, "Agree to meet. We will set a trap." The next day, the meeting ground was set. Tolu arrived, carrying the briefcase. His eyes were hollow, his soul heavy with loss. "Where is your friend?" Chinedu asked suspiciously. "He didn't come," Tolu lied. Satisfied, Chinedu stepped forward. "Give it to me." Tolu handed over the briefcase. Chinedu's hand twitched, signaling a guard to raise his gun at the boy. But before the trigger could be pulled, shadows moved. From hidden corners, David's father and armed police officers stormed in, guns blazing. The air exploded into chaos. Bullets sang. Dust and screams filled the sky. 2 policemen fell dead. But one by one, Chinedu's guards dropped, their blood watering the ground. At last, Chinedu himself staggered, a bullet tearing through his leg. He fell, clutching the briefcase still in his hand. 1 week later, the courtroom overflowed. The press, the families of victims, the curious, all gathered to see the mighty brought low. Charged with murder. Charged with trafficking. Charged with exporting death. The judge's voice thundered, "Mr. Chinedu, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment." Chains clinked. The man who once sat like a king was dragged away like a thief. But my people, victory does not always taste sweet. Tolu stood outside the court, the briefcase sealed as evidence, his father gone to the grave. Tears blurred his eyes. He thought of how ignorance had shattered his world. How a briefcase, just one object, carried the weight of lives lost, families broken. David placed a hand on his shoulder. "At least the evil has been stopped. Your father, he paid the price, but maybe now his spirit will rest." Tolu nodded slowly. But in his heart, he knew the scars would never heal. And so, my people, that is the tale of the briefcase of blood. It teaches us this. No matter how deeply secrets are buried, they will rise. No matter how powerful evil men may be, their greed will choke them. And no matter how much we think we control fate, sometimes, fate controls us. When next you see a quiet man with a leather briefcase, remember, not every load he carries is meant for human eyes.